What is good, everybody? Today I want to share with you my thoughts on the upcoming winter update for Halo Infinite. With it being about a week away, I have seen massive hype online, and I wanted to throw my hat into the ring and just, right before it all goes live, kind of talk about my thoughts on it here. So I'm excited for what it is potentially bringing down the road. Realistically, in my mind, there's not a ton here after waiting the course of a year. If this was an update that had gone live much earlier this year, I may feel differently. But what this does bring to it, tools for the community to create, that is important. Additionally, this is kind of like the update they have to do in order for them to start landing every update afterwards. It sounds fairly simple, I know, but they have to push something like this out, giving Forge to the community, setting things up for their more consistent pacing of seasonal updates in order for them to actually really start nailing consistent season after season and proving to their fans and the community that they can improve this game on a faster rate than what they did from launch until now. Because it's insane that it has been a year and we're looking at the amount of content and updates that we got in this last year. They're aware, you're aware, so let's just move on here. Tools to create are coming, and honestly, Forge is the big one. I know the community is going to do incredible things with this. If you've been following from a distance, the amount of cool Forge stuff that people have been making just already with the builds they've been getting into is pretty ridiculous. And as long as 343 can find a way to surface that content effective and quickly, that will be a big, really important moment for the game and the community itself. And I don't want to be pessimistic, but I really hope that they can get some of those maps into rotation, into matchmaking much sooner than 3 or 4 months after the Forge beta goes live. That to me would be very detrimental, especially without a custom game browser. How are people really going to experience this? Because your day-to-day player doesn't have a full Discord, doesn't have a full group of 8 that they can just go load up one of these custom maps to play it in. When you get it into matchmaking, you get the opportunity for a whole new audience, the general audience of Halo Infinite players, to try it. So with that said, the 2 new Forge maps that are coming, Argyle and Detachment, I'm actually excited for. This does not look like Halo 5 Forge maps to me whatsoever. Yes, it is not super textured, but this is ridiculously good looking for a map editor in a game. Using Forge tools to create something like this. And I just want more maps. I don't know, maybe I'm an old school FPS fan. I heard somebody in the comments call Halo the boomer shooter. It's well, then I'm from the era of the boomer shooters, but I enjoy more maps. That really keeps experiences more diverse and keeping me playing a little bit longer. Match XP. Match XP. I guess it's the Match XP beta, right? This is not the final iteration of how to get XP for every single match. This one, it's hard to get excited for. Yes, right choice. Reward players for just playing the game. But that challenge system has been a rough spot for so long. And the fact that it's taken this much time to engineer the most basic of solutions for Match XP, and it's not even the final iteration, is worrisome to me. I will play more if I'm getting rewarded each time without having to do challenges that are just arbitrary and silly and make you play in ways that most players don't enjoy. That is great. I don't want to take anything away from it, but I don't know about you as a player, but I'm getting pretty fatigued with the Battle Pass model. Free to play is rad. Don't get me wrong. I think that is a cool trend shift for FPS games. It allows the audience to be bigger and player bases to support a wider range of playlists, which is really cool. But I'm also getting to the point with Battle Passes where it just feels like we're on the cusp of needing something new. Do you remember how loot boxes got to such an extreme point at the end of their trend in the sun right before the shift to free-to-play and battle passes? I feel like we're very close to that moment. I really miss how Reach handled unlocks. I think it handled, XP and progression so well. You saved up your credits. You built your Spartan the exact way that you wanted them to be. And so I don't know, Match XP is a win, but it needs a more robust system built out, and hopefully sooner than later. But again, that's a positive. That's something that will probably get people to play more often. It sounds silly, but we like seeing the numbers go up. We like knowing that we are progressing as we play. Campaign co-op is going to be absolutely rad. If you missed the videos last week or the week before, I hopped back into campaign co-op campaign itself, just to check it out. And man, the campaign is still really good. I think that's such a high point of Halo Infinite. I loved it back then, starting to play it through again on Legendary. I'm like, this thing is pretty solid, and I can't wait to do it with friends. It really seems like the experience was built for friends, and it's kind of a bummer that they didn't get an extra year to keep working on Infinite. But then again, who knows like where the game would have been and what the initial impressions would have been. So here we are now. Campaign co-op is one that I'm very much looking forward to. Of course, network, not going to be able to do the couch co-op thing, but I'm still really excited to play with some of your friends through this. Something that would get me very motivated to play more, and I don't think it's being talked about a whole lot, is just some love thrown towards mouse and keyboard players. It's no secret, mouse and keyboard on Halo Infinite doesn't feel incredible, definitely does not feel as good as it does on Halo MCC. And I'm a mouse and keyboard main player. I did, grow up playing on controller and mouse and keyboard for the most part, but playing through, I just don't like swapping back and forth. And I've played both in Halo Infinite and I've played both in MCC for a lot of time. And I'm hoping that the mouse and keyboard players can see just a little bit of love thrown their way and a little bit of support. Doesn't need to change things. We're not asking for it to make it like an overpowered element, but it just feels chunky and not as smooth as the MCC experience. So I don't really believe there's anything coming in the winter update that will address it, but I'm very hopeful it's on the horizon. Covert One Flag, the new game mode. So this is round-based. Attackers and defenders, they swap sides as they battle for the control of a single flag. It's an asymmetric mode. The attacking team have active camo so that they can sneak away past the enemy defenses, and the defenders have threat sensors to help them spot the intruders. It's a cool sounding game mode. It definitely feels like something that could have been cooked up in custom games, but it does sound cool. My only holdup and apprehension on getting super stoked for it is I imagine it's going to be a total sweat fest, and it seems like a game mode that would fit really well in a Fiesta playlist, something that you would just kick back and relax in. If you can just sort of take it easy and play this mode without really super duper trying, then I imagine it's a very cool variant on CTF. When you're going full force, super try hard, as the SBMM will probably match players up, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how it ends up playing out. Let me know what you think about the upcoming winter update. Like I said, I am trying to be realistic with my expectations here. This is the update they have to do in order to start landing every update afterwards and really broaden the scope of what players can hopefully expect with Infinite in its second year. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again very soon.